Now the candidates who excelled in primary leaving examinations spent the entire afternoon celebrating their victory. WBS TV visited a number of schools in Mukono, Rakai and Kampala where the pupils were in a jovial mood together with their head teachers and parents. We brought you some of the highlights of what transpired in the schools we visited.
I feel excited, I feel happy, and I thank God for this because I've always wanted it.
I feel so happy because I've got a 4, and I thank God for giving it to me because I've always worked hard to get it.
I want to thank all members of Nabunga who have cared for me from baby to P7, and I want to be a doctor in the future.
We had 140 children, 113 first grade, and then 27 second grade. And the second grade were super.
My mother always encouraged me, and I always took advice from my teachers.
It's because of my teachers who gave me much revision. My parents encouraged me, and also my fellow students would work together in groups. So that's what enabled me to perform very well.
This is Week in Focus on WBS TV. Please stay with us. We'll return shortly. So glad you're still watching Week in Focus. Welcome back. A march by an unemployed youth group demanding for state jobs turned chaotic and had journalists beaten. Police intercepted the youths but instead beat up 2 journalists, injuring WBS TV's cameraman Andrew Lwanga, damaging his camera as he covered the event after threats from a senior police officer of shooting him if he dared continue to film what was happening. One other journalist had his trouser torn apart, as Kenneth Sweeter reported.
It started with a press conference at Justice Forum Party headquarters in Mengo by the unemployed youth movement. The youth demanded for jobs from the state and have the old sent into forced retirement.
You must get tired of tribalism. You must get tired of impunity. You must get tired of corruption. You must get real tired and make your anger known to appropriate authorities.
Thereafter, a march started by the youth to Naguru Police Headquarters, approximately 5 kilometers from Mengo, to deliver a letter to the Inspector General of Police, General Kale Kaihura. Contents of the letter were to make Kaihura aware of their 6 planned rallies every month throughout the year to push government to offer employment to the youth.
We want jobs! We want jobs! We want jobs!
On Namirembe Road, almost entering town center, the letter delivery was cut short. They were intercepted by police, being led and driven by old Kampala DPC Joram Mwesje, driving a cream private Toyota Mark II UAT 150L. Arrests started. But it was a hassle for police to arrest the activists who ran into hiding. As a result, police commander using a huge stick hit WBS cameraman Andrew Lwanga on the head, pushing him to the ground, after warning to shoot him if he continued to film what was going on.
That's Who are you?
Excuse me, sir.
DPC, you are the one.
My brother, I'm going with him to town. Of course. I have my ID. I'm going with my brother to town.
Yeah, you get the caption. No, we to see the catch now. We.
He was later arrested and detained at Old Kampala police station. Another journalist from New Vision had his trouser torn apart. Upon seeing these, journalists followed Commander Joram Tumwesige to Old Kampala, demanding for an explanation for his actions. The police also threatened to arrest more journalists if they continue to camp at the station, demanding for explanation as the crowd enlarged, attracting passers-by. It forced the regional police commander Kampala North, James Ruhweza, to be called in and quickly rushed Lwanga to Mulago Hospital. With solidarity, journalists forced Ruhweza to move with them.
But this one is dirty.
And after the doctors received Lwanga for treatment, journalists turned to Ruhweza to explain the actions of his junior, with Uganda journalist body calling for immediate prosecution of Commander Tumwesige.
I found a situation where one journalist of WBS called Lwanga had allegedly been assaulted by a police officer. So what we've done, we have brought him to Mulago Hospital for check-up and first aid so that we can be able to save his life and prevent him from getting further injuries. Then we are going to investigate to ascertain exactly what happened, and those who are responsible will be brought to book.
It's unfortunate if you see a high-profile police officer descending on journalists in an environment that seemed calm. This wasn't a mistaken identity. It was a targeted beating. It is violation of the laws on the part of the police officer. So as a media body, we really want to take this up. We want to pursue the individual perpetrator, the DPC of Old Kampala Police Station. We've since got all the evidence to this effect, and we certainly know we will have to be held personally responsible, because this was not in any way trying to save his life, because the environment within which he beat the journalist was peaceful. He hit him on the head with his stick, it broke up. He used the remaining stick, he hit the camera. That is unheard of a civilized police officer.
The camera Andrew was using to film was damaged. Police action on Andrew turned viral on social media, Ugandans condemning it, with questions whether the messenger is being hunted by a police state. Kenneth Bwire, WBS News.
The Uganda Police Force distanced itself from the actions of Old Kampala DPC Joram Tumwesige, in which he grossly assaulted WBS TV cameraman Andrew Lwanga and another journalist, affirming that Tumwesige should carry his own cross. This after journalists in Kampala held a protest against the police, announcing a media blackout on all activities of the Uganda Police Force. As Kenneth Wido reported, the protest for the journalists was not easy either, marred with tear gas as journalists were briefly blocked from reaching Ginger Road Police Station, while DPC Tumwesige remains suspended from duty.
A day after demonstration by the unemployed youth that led to brutal assault of WBS cameraman Andrew Lwanga, it was the news writers' turn to express their anger against the security force.
Journalists, oye! Oye! Journalists, oye! Oye!
Journalists walked on foot in protest from Buganda Road to police headquarters in Naguru in a prayer to meet the Inspector General of Police and express their disappointment with his officers and demand for secure working environment. Their walk to meet police boss started after a resolution to implement a media blackout on all activities of Uganda Police Force until the force will reform its relationship with the scribes and have Commander Mwesige fired from duty, arrested and prosecuted.
Many of us have been battered left, right and center in broad daylight, and there is no action being taken. Many of us have been killed at the hands of security agencies. There are no investigations into those matters.
News writers succeeded to pass Central Police Station without interruption, despite several attempts by the force to stop them.
Things of telling us that DPC has been arrested won't work. We want him charged, we want him in court so that we can prove that the man has been charged. But the things of changing people, whoever humiliates, whoever robbers,
we've been tortured, our cameras have been broken down every day and then. Now it's time for us to stand up as journalists. It's now or never.
But upon reaching Ginger Road Police Station, the road was closed by police. The march to Naguru intercepted. Some of the journalists arrested and tear gassed. They decided to stay at the station until their colleagues are freed. But after almost 2 hours of waiting, they decided to soldier on to Naguru with the police officers on 3 pickups offering escort. Though they did not succeed in meeting the Inspector General of Police, Director of Operations Andrew Felix Kawesi had to address them, starting with an apology for Mwesige's actions with announcements of his suspension and arrest.
In a nutshell, we wish to reiterate my earlier statement that we really do express deep apology for the action of the officer. To all of you, the media fraternity, we have not yet known the motive, but his action is entirely a personal misconduct, and we cannot institutionalize it. We have taken the following measures as the police force. 1, IGP has suspended him with immediate effect. Number 2, he has ordered for full investigations of the criminal elements in it so that he faces full charges of the law.
Officers who stopped, tear gassed, and arrested journalists are also in trouble as the police attempts to clear their name of the brutality tag.
Who commanded them to tear gas?
The officer was dying, sir. He was dying. We didn't order for tear gas in the fund.
Okay, we are now also going to find out what exactly happened. But if it was an order from him, he's going to equally face the same. The same like Mwesige is facing.
And as Kawesi struggled to distance police force from Mwesige's actions, cameraman Andrew Lwanga was getting treatment at Nsambia Hospital. Kenneth Bwire, WBS News.